Hey YouTube, welcome to the video. Sam here. Today I've got a review for you today from the House of Creed. Yes, it's my first Creed review, and I do have many Creeds from the line of the House of Creed, and this one I've been testing out the most. It's been I've had about a testing period. I usually give myself about a month or two of testing. Really do give it a heavy amount of testing, and before, not every day, but I do wear it at least twice a week, 3 times a week possibly, and to get the best out of it, see what it's like. As you can see from the title, it is Silver Mountain Water. It is the white bottle, clear white bottle with a silver cap, and then the top's there, and then you got on the top, as you can see, maybe you might be able to detect it there. Out a bit, maybe you can just see the Creed logo on the top of there as well. And yeah, Silver Mountain Water, guys, one of the most popular ones from Creed, but at the same time I think it is slightly overlooked as well. It has been reviewed online a fair bit, I'd say, but again, this is going to be my take on this scent, and I'm going to give you a bit of an idea what it's like, my take on it, other people's take on it, that sort of thing, and hopefully you get something out of it. That's the idea anyway. So, Silver Mountain Water, what's the branding like? What's the branding? Well, Silver Mountain Water, for me, I'm already picturing this, it's the smell of like a mountain water, literally. It's like you got fresh air. You're in the mountains, and you're just going for a walk, going for a stroll. Got a lot of fresh air, got a breeze coming through, and you can smell the water, and you just smelling everything. It's a modern take on a classic, as people in the past have obviously said. When they're making fragrances, they try to think of like they want a fresh air scent, a scent that reminds you of the outside, the outdoors, and this, I'd say, does it really to a T, really, which is interesting one in that sense. What it evokes, basically, this idea of a fresh yet fruity-like combo throughout for the duration of the fragrance, really. That's what it evokes to me anyway. And essentially, again with Creed, who is the perfumer? Well, the perfumer is Oliver Creed, and obviously it's all made by Creed anyway. All their scents, they only make fragrances, as far as I'm aware. I'm sure they'll know houses to make the fragrances anyway on its own. A lot of fragrance houses make suits and ties and hats and jackets and that sort of thing. But Creed is very much focused on getting the best out of a fragrance, and I'm sure you can tell they put a lot of effort into these sort of fragrances that they do make. So, always funny to look as well is to see who wears this scent, because obviously Creed, well known for wearing, for a lot of celebrities that actually do wear Creed, and a lot of royal family and that sort of thing across the world do wear Creed. Well, I looked it up just for fun of it, really. Just thought, you know what, may as well give you a shout out if you didn't actually know about this. But Carlos Leon used to wear this, and he was obviously Madonna's ex-husband, even not ex-wife, ex-husband. David Bowie. Obviously everyone knows about David Bowie, the singer David Bowie, with some classic songs in the 80s and 70s. Then he used to wear this. Who else? You're looking at Ricky Martin, Living La Vida Loca, remind you of anything? I'm sure it does. Yeah, he's wore this as well. You just think it might not be right, might not be accurate, but you know what? It's a bit of fun and games, really, anyway. So, what's the price of this fragrance then? Well, niche pricing. This is you're gonna be looking at about £150 to pay for a 75ml bottle, which is this one here. You can get this online for about £90, but I do recommend going to a shop and getting the actual thing. Really, I do like to really go in there, get a good sniff of things. If it's only £60, £70 more, I'm okay with that, because you're getting the original. You definitely know that it's the actual item itself. And obviously with Creed there is quite a lot of discussion and quite a lot of disruption even. It's about saying that you get a lot of fake Creeds. Well, for me, yeah, I've seen fake Creeds before, and they do smell very similar. But obviously with these ones, you get it from the shop, it's real. Right. So what does it open up with? When you spray it on the top, you supposedly get this mandarin and bergamot on the top. I don't really get mandarin at all, really. I do get a bit of bergamot, that green freshness, by all means. I do really do get that. The mid, you're looking at tea and blackcurrant. They are really the main players in this fragrance. They are really the ones that stand out throughout the scent, throughout the duration they are the ones that are playing around on your nose when you do smell this sort of scent anyway. And the base, you get musk and sandalwood. Obviously, it gives that bit of masculinity even on the dry down. A bit of musk goes a long way to making a scent a masculine scent. Also, I like to put in as well in the reviews now that is this going to be made for a female or a male? Obviously, this is in the male section, but again, for me, I think females can wear this scent. I'd say the opening is very much unisex, and in the base, I'd say it's more of a man's scent with that musk and sandalwood notes anyway there. Yeah. So what occasion would you wear this on? Well, for me, this is a casual scent. This is very much a casual based scent to wear if you're in the house, going to the gym possibly, just going to an event possibly that's not very formal, quite an informal occasion. You know, if you're into the pub or something, that sort of thing, you could easily wear this. By all means, you really could do that. For me, it's not really. It's very much a scent that's quite inoffensive. This is not really a power blasting scent. Creeds don't make scents that are going to be powerful and in a sense that they don't last and project, so to speak, across the room. But this is quite inoffensive because it just isn't going to, you know, blow one's nose off, and they're not going to only going to smell you in the room. Yes, it obviously draws people in and gets them quite close to you anyway, I'm sure, which is something you might want anyway. Yeah. Performance, what you're looking 3 to 4 hours of projection. You're lucky to get 4 hours or more projection out of this one, to be honest. That's what I get for my skin anyway. That's my testing phase. I narrowed it down to 3 to 4 hours. Some days I got about 4.5 hours, other days I got 2 hours, but I'd say about 3 to 4 hours is reasonable, really. Projection longevity is 5 to 7 hours, then becomes a skin scent, anyway, like many scents do. Many scents, they will go from being very much a blaster from the opening, and it'll be dry down to a skin scent. A lot of scents do that. Some of them don't. Some of them just go off your skin completely. But these ones do remain as a skin scent anyway. So you could wear this. Go for a maybe, you know, go to the pub or for a meal out or something like that at about 5-6 o'clock, and then come back, go to bed at 12 or 1 o'clock, and it'll still be on you, and it'll wear as a skin scent for sure, as a sleep scent more like. Time of the year to wear this is definitely a spring and summer scent. Why is that? Well, the notes themselves, they really do resonate throughout the year, really, in the sense that spring and summer does evoke even this sense of, you know, this currency, this fruitiness with a lot of freshness as well. You don't really get a fresh scent in winter because it isn't really fresh and fruity because fruits aren't available then, from, you know, naturally anyway. But yeah, that's what you get out of this scent anyway. Really, it's an interesting one. So, yeah, definitely spring and summer scent. So obviously the tea note evokes that fresh vibe, and the black currant basically gives you the idea of, obviously in the summer people do like to go and pick currants and strawberries, that sort of thing. It does evoke that. It really, really does. I can see that the black currant is really nice. It does get a bit more how do you put it, a bit less fruity and a bit more tea, so to speak, throughout into the base and the mid for sure. The tea just stays throughout the fragrance, I'd say, really. So awards on my channel. This has got 1 award, and it came in my spring list last year, which is due for a renewal, really. But it came in at number 10, and that was a designer and niche list together, really. I think from now on I'm doing separate designer and niche, really. But yeah, this came in number 10, which is a good position to be in. I had this scent for about a year and a few months now, really. So you can't really see where it's down to, but it feels like it's down to about here, I think. So I've really tested a fair bit out, really. But yeah, number 10 to me is a good scent, and if it gets my top 10s and top 20s, then it's got to be good. Whatever's in there, it is good for sure. So, things to touch on. I do like to touch on a few things which you hear people talking about online, that sort of thing. That should be my take on it, really, and hopefully that gives you a bit of a better perspective on the situation, really. Firstly, some people say this is the best Creed. What do I think? Or one of the best Creed? Well, I'd say I would agree to a point. I would agree to the point that I think this is a good Creed. I don't think it's the best Creed, but I think it's a good Creed. There are some Creeds out there which are, you know, very, very weak and not very unique in that sense, really. And for me personally, I see this as being a good scent. Yeah. Is it good? Why is it good? Well, that tea note it's not really used that much in fragrances, and if it is used, usually it's not done very well. This is probably for me one of the best tea-based fragrances that I'm going to find on the market today. And if you like drinking tea or herbal tea, you will get you will smell that herbal teeness in this. And for me, it's interesting scent, because obviously I've wore it a few times, well, more than a few times really, but I've wore it a few times where I've sort of wore it and people have sort of gone, you know, you smell very fresh today. And I was like, yeah, I can see that, because the tea does, you know, make you think of that sort of thing. But yeah, I think this is a good scent by Creed. I think there is ones that I prefer better, to be honest. For example, I've smelt Spice and Wood. I think that's a fantastic scent. I think it's really well done. I'm considering buying that. Just need to build the money to get it, really. You know, I think Royal Oud, I think that's a gorgeous scent. I love wearing Royal Oud. I think that's really one that I like to wear on the formal occasions. But you know, obviously Ventus, people say Ventus is the best one, but for me, there's a couple that I prefer to wear more. Maybe because they're more versatile, that sort of thing. But for me, this is just a spring and summer. But if you're talking spring and summer, can't really go wrong with this. And obviously GIT as well. That's a great one to do as well. But yeah, it's a good scent, but I wouldn't say it's the best one. Or I won't go that far and say that. Second thing to touch on, modernity. Is it modern or is it dated? Well, this came out in 1996. 1995. I should have mentioned that right at the start, really. But yeah, it's 1995, guys. Well, is it modern? Well, for me personally, I see this as quite a modern scent, really. I really do see that as that. Why? Well, just look at the era it came out in. 1995. In the 90s and the late 80s, there's some of the most classic scents that are going, that are still selling today. For example, Fahrenheit 1989 or 1988, where it came out in. Angel Men by Teddy Mugler, that was like 95 or 96. You know, Givenchy Pie, that was 1998, I think it was. What else have we got? L'Odyssée by Izzy Miyake, which is arguably one of the most not just talked about scents, but bought scent throughout the world, really. That yuzu fragrance, that really people do really like that. So if you're in a hot climate, L'Odyssée, you can't go wrong with that at all, really. Getting quite common, but you can't go wrong with that. That era, the 90s, really, that's where this came out of. So for me, no, this is definitely not dated. For me, this is... And today, it's still only 20 years old. That's nothing. There's some scents that have been out for hundreds of years. You know what I mean? It's like, no, not dated at all. For me, this is modern. It's a modern classic, for sure. Yeah, modern classic. Yeah, I would say so. I really would say so. Creed do well making things not, you know, dated in that sense. There's a couple ones they've done. I think they've one of the ones that I used in one of my lists last time was Bois de Citrat, and that was, I think, number 20 in my summer list, if I wasn't mistaken. It can be perceived, that one, as being a bit dated, but yeah, that lemon note, yeah. But because it's been out for 100 years or whatever, so not surprising, really. But yeah, for me, definitely a modern scent. So we're on to the good and bad, guys. Let's wrap this up. Let's give an idea, my take on the good and the bad of this scent. Well, we'll go for the good anyway. Let's start positive, may as well. This is a fantastic tea-based scent, if not the best tea-based scent that I've smelt. What does it smell like? Well, it smells a bit like Gucci Pour Homme de, and that tea note really does resonate throughout both scents. Yeah, great note in that sense. Next it's for me, it's one of the best creeds I won't say it's the best creed, but as I've already mentioned, but for me, it's one of the best ones. There are a lot of scents from them that I just feel like, you know, it could be better. It could be better, by all means. Like, for example, Mandarin Papalamos, even. What else? I don't know. Can't think now. What a Portugal. You know, I'm not a huge fan of that one, really. What else? Yeah, Arolfa, that sort of thing. Yeah, for me, this is a good one. This is a good creed for sure. This is great for the warm weather. Warm weather, does like this. It favours the warm weather, definitely. Projection longevity do really make you think this is going to be a warm weather scent, and it really is, to be fair, quite honestly as well. It's modern. It really is. Yeah, in every sense of the word, it's modern. What's the bad? Well, longevity. I just put crap longevity. It's pretty much true. Longevity, I've had times where I've got like 4 hours out of this thing, but at the same time, if I'm doing sport and it's I'm sweating a bit, and it does project more at that stage anyway, really. But yeah, not great longevity. Projection, very mediocre in that sense as well. So if you're paying £150 for a fragrance, you expect it to be good to last a few hours more longer than that, really. So yeah, in that sense, not very good at all, really. But it's a nice scent by all means. I do stress that it's a nice scent. It's not an all-season scent. Some people want a scent that they can wear all year round. You can wear this all year round, but I wouldn't recommend it in the cold weather. It isn't going to last that long in the cold weather at all. I don't really see that happening at all. There's far more scents you can go out there and get that will last better in the cold weather and will suit the cold weather as well. Not really a compliment getter. As I'm going to explain to you in a sec, what the people thought in about a couple of minutes. This is not a compliment getter at all, guys. It's very much close to the skin, sits nice and close to the skin, doesn't offend anyone, which is good, but it doesn't really garner compliments too much either, really, which is, if you wear scents for compliments, this isn't really one for you, I wouldn't say. If you wear famous compliments, try getting it online. If you want to get it online, I wouldn't recommend it, but it's less money for you. If you think it's wasted because it's not a power bomb in the sense that it's not like a projection beast, it might suit you better to buy it online for like £90 instead of buying 150 quid or 160 quid on it. Yeah. So, what do the people think? Well, I'll tell you what I think anyway. But what do people think out there, really? Been in the street and asked people, what do you think of this scent? Can you give me a couple of description words to go alongside this scent? I only did it for a couple of afternoons. Just stood there with a fragrance. Said, "Do you want to smell this? It just may as well give us an idea what you think about it." Yeah, and the main phrase people said to me, "It's not really that surprising, but it's good to know what people think." Sometimes I do reviews. Sometimes in the future, anyway, people think different to what I think. But this time, it's pretty much the same. Main words they use though: fresh, citrusy, clean, rare, exotic, and expensive. Main ones people used were clean, fresh, and expensive. The only ones I don't agree with citrus. I don't know why people thought it was citrusy, because it's not really got any citrus in it. If anything, it's a fruity, like aromatic sort of thing, really. But yeah, I agree with that. Just an idea what people think about it, to give you a perception of what people do actually think about a fragrance like this. Yes, it's fresh. Where's that from? From the tea, probably, as well, and the bergamot. Clean from the bergamot and from the blackcurrant as well, and a little bit of musk. Exotic, well, the exoticness is probably from the blackcurrant and the notes in the base sort of thing. Expensive, well, I'm guessing that was just because it was done well. It's a done well scent. It's not put together in a cheap way. Do sort of agree with that in some points, but I only asked about 40-50 people across them a couple of days anyway, and that's what they said anyway. But it's good to know what they think. So overall, wrap this up, guys. What do I think about this scent? Well, it's nice. It's expensive for the quality you're getting, projection longevity wise anyway, so you might not want to spend the retail price for this one. If you want to save your money a bit, you can go online and get them, really. Another thing is, I'm going to go into in one of my videos as well, is create a niche house. For me, they still stay niche because their pricing is there. They only make fragrances and perfumes, and for me they deserve to be it because what their ingredients in it arguably are really nice exotic ingredients. It's a good one nonetheless. It's basically the niche version of Gucci Burumda, and if you like Gucci Burumda, then go for this one because this is a fantastic scent, or get rid of that one and get this one for sure. That's could be for you. Obviously you can get this in, overall the good thing is you can get this obviously in 75 mils and 125 mils. 120 mils even, or 30 mils. So you got a variety you can pick from then, I'm sure. But yeah, not for everyone, but for me, one of the good creeds around there anyway. I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10, guys. Rainy day, sunny day, in the spring and summer you can wear this and it'll work very, very well, I'm pretty sure as well. I've enjoyed wearing this, guys. I'm going to be wearing a bit more in the spring and summer. But this is a late video for me. It's late at night. I need to get some sleep. But I hope you've enjoyed this video, guys. And yeah, if you do go out and get this scent, tell me what you think about it. If you already got this scent, please give me an idea what you think about this scent, or you know what your opinions are on it and how it works for you. And yeah, I hope this has been a thorough review, guys. And any questions, any queries you've got, send me a message. I'll get back to you straight away, I'm sure. And yeah, so next time, YouTube, more videos to come from me. See you later.